Hello, this is Richard Jacobs from Speakeasy Marketing. Today I'm going to talk about a few misconceptions and common questions attorneys have about websites specifically. So one of the questions I get all the time, I've gotten it today, I've gotten it thousands of times, is if I have a second or third website, will that hurt my first website? Doesn't Google not like people to have multiple websites? Well, the answer to this is yes and no. So here's how it goes. Google doesn't want what's called duplicate content. So if I have an article on division of assets on my family law site, and I do another family law site, and I take that same article and I paste it on the second site, well, now that's duplicate content, and Google sees that as useless for its users. And it all does is clutter up the search engine results, so it doesn't want that. But if you had an article, let's say again, on division of assets and family law, and you rewrote it to say something different, or to be different, you put that on the second site, that's okay, because it's unique and different, and therefore it's useful to a searcher that would look for it. So as long as you have your second website have different content from your first, and I'm not just talking about a word or two different, I'm talking about substantially different. Not so different that it's completely different, but different. So, okay, what does that mean? Well, again, as long as it's unique and yet still useful and yet still truthful and yet still following the law, but it just talks about, it answers the question differently, but the same kind of question, that's what's considered different, and that's fine. And this applies if you're in bankruptcy law, family law, DUI, criminal, doesn't matter what it is. If you'll notice in a lot of markets, the guys that you hate that seem to be everywhere, a lot of those guys will have 2, 3, 4, 5 websites. And they're okay. They're actually dominating. And I have about 7 or 8 clients that have 2 or more websites. These are the more aggressive guys that really want to get more bites of the apple. So instead of it being a detriment, it's actually a positive thing. I want you to see 2 websites as totally okay, but make sure that you own and control both of them, and another company doesn't own and control them, and the sites have different content. I'm going to give you a quick way to check to see if your content is being copied or plagiarized, or if someone's plagiarizing someone else's content to put on your site. This is useful because you don't know if content's being written for you and it's being put out there. If it was, again, plagiarized, then you're a duplicate of someone else. That's a problem too. So there's a service called copyscape.com. You can take an article, the body of it, and copy it and paste it into this window in Copyscape, and then click search, and Copyscape will search the web and look for that content and see if it's duplicated anywhere. And even if it's like 70 or 80% the same, it'll show that to you. And it costs about 1 penny per search. So you can buy, a couple hundred searches or 1,000 searches. It's really, really cheap, but it's a great way to check to see if stuff's being plagiarized. And you don't have to check everything, but just do it at random. Every couple weeks, maybe paste something in. Or if there's a new project that comes about, or if you want to check on a vendor, just copy and paste stuff in. And you'll see if there's any issues with it. I've caught people plagiarizing stuff this way, and you can too. So, there's a hint to you. All right, another common question I get asked is, I'm in city X, and I want to get clients over there in city Y or town Y. And that place could be, 2, 3, 5, 10 miles away from me. How do I get Google to show me in those areas so I can get, traffic and calls from that area, city Y? So first of all, I want to tell you, you can't force it. The old days, what they used to do is, let's say you're in Beverly Hills and you want to get traffic from Culver City or Santa Monica, okay, in Los Angeles, for instance. Let's say you're a DUI attorney, all right? So you may put like Beverly Hills DUI lawyer, Beverly Hills all over your site, but now you want to get traffic in Culver City, so you may start having pages that say Culver City DUI lawyer, Santa Monica DUI lawyer, that kind of thing. So that's trying to force Google to show people that are in those areas, and Google's not going to do that, and you probably won't have much success doing that. A much better way to do it that naturally aligns yourself with what Google wants to do is Google wants to know, okay, is your business located near or in those areas? So if you have an office in Beverly Hills, fine. You can go through different rental spaces and just rent a conference room, where you can get a place just to receive mail. They cost $100, maybe $150 a month through like Regis or other services. And that way you can have a by appointment only office in Culver City and one in Santa Monica. And then what you can do is you can put those on your website, and now Google will see, oh, okay, this business has these locations, and I'm going to start showing them to searchers that are in those areas. Because what Google wants to do is give its users the most localized businesses possible. So, think about this rationally. Let's say you're going to order a pizza tonight for your family, and you Google, pizzerias. You don't even specify city, and you're in, you're in Santa Monica. Okay. Well, Google is going to show pizzerias near you. They're not going to show stuff from 20, 30 miles away. Why would they? It's not relevant to you. They're going to show you the closest stuff possible. Same thing happens when people Google for an attorney. So if they say, involved in an auto accident, do I need a lawyer? And they don't put in the city, or even if they do, Google's going to preferentially say, where is this person searching from? And they know that, especially on mobile, but pretty much everywhere. Where is your computer or, Android or iPhone or iPad searching from? And they're going to show you stuff that's local to you, starting from as close as possible. Again, because they have to be relevant to their searchers and give them a good experience. So, again, instead of trying to trick Google or force Google to do what you want, which is not really going to happen because they're pretty sophisticated, go with them, align with their interests. Do what they want you to do to help their users get a better experience. So that means having a satellite office or an address in the cities you want to be involved in. So what Google, here's one thing I forgot to tell you. When you do that, not only can you put that address on your website, and Google will start associating you with that place, but you also want to make Google Maps listings with those addresses too. That further localizes you and cements you in. You want to do it on Bing and Yahoo as well, because Google looks to those places for search signals. You want to be involved in some of the websites that are called what's called citations. So Yellow Book, Judy's Book, Thumbtack, etc. The more citations you have and listings of your other websites on other sites as well, Google looks at those too and says, okay, well, I got 6 websites telling me that this guy is in Culver City and he's in Beverly Hills and he's in Santa Monica, so I guess I believe him. I'm going to start showing searchers that are close to those areas as well. And I've done this with a number of clients, and it works. It doesn't happen overnight, but it gets traffic, and it definitely expands your reach. And again, the nice thing is, this is the natural way to do it. You're not tricking Google. When Google makes its next major algorithm update, which it does about 4 times a year, sometimes more, you're not going to lose out. Your website will actually grow stronger. And what a nice feeling that'll be for when Google makes this next change, that you don't worry about it. You're happy because the guys that are messing around and doing, spammy, stupid stuff, they're going to get hurt. But your website's going to prosper. So that's it for today. I'm going to have some more common questions and answers shortly. If you're interested in getting your website worked on, SEO-wise, presence-wise, you need help with Google Maps, anything like that, contact SpeakeasyMarketingInc.com or call 888-225-8594. Thank you.